As soon as that Christmas update hit, they added this elf hunt calendar, and then since then, the updates have been small and far in between. Over the summer, they went free. They didn't add a map revamp, and all they did is they just clicked go free.
Not coming in my country. Not on my watch. One Mexican down.
I have a message for President Snow. You can torture us and bomb us and burn our districts to the ground. But do you see that? Fire is catching. And if we burn, you burn with us.
On April 25th, 2024, a brand new update for Bloxburg dropped. It is safe to say that this is one of Bloxburg's most controversial update ever, as a new Boycott Bloxburg movement has been started. But what did this controversial update bring? To start with, a ton of new windows and doors were added, as well as some other minor build items. Sadly, no new decoration items in this update. But this is not the controversial thing about this update. This update also brought a new fainting animation if your moods get too low, resulting in your character respawning and having to pay $1,750. A similar prize was added for illegally parked cars. In addition to this, the jobs are now all equal, meaning that they all pay the same regardless of the job, and supposedly, from some images RBC News 24 has received, it is regardless of the level too. That is not confirmed though. There are also reports of 2 of the game's game passes not functioning as intended anymore. The marvelous mood and the excellent employee game passes are said to give such a little boost with this update that it is barely noticeable. This has all led to a new Boycott Bloxburg movement. The players are demanding a change in the game's new core system, or they will turn to some other games. The developers have tried making patches to the game, but they have not been good enough for the community. Some players have gone so far as to send the devs, community managers, and even YouTubers death threats. Bramp, one of the community managers, has asked players to keep everything civil and peaceful. No one deserves death wishes, especially not over a video game update. But we are going to stay on this topic for a short while longer, as we will now see some interviews we recorded where we went to Bloxburg and asked some of the players about their opinions. This is what they said. What do you think about the new update?
I am not a fan of the fainting feature.
What do you think about the fainting feature?
It's terrible, honestly. It's really annoying, especially with the fee and all.
I find it very annoying because the fee is very expensive, and you can't work that long until you need to get your moods up again. I hate it. I like it.
Do you think it is fair to have to pay a fee for medical care even though there is no hospital?
I do not.
No.
Not at all.
No, I do not think that is fair.
What about the equal pay?
I do not like it, and I prefer the old pay.
I don't think it is fair. I worked for months getting my level up just for it to be paid the same.
Blows just keep hitting Bloxburg. After its latest update, users have noticed a new money-making glitch where you can earn up to millions of dollars by placing down expensive items on your plot and then switching plots. We at the newsroom have seen users getting close to $1 billion in games. This is of course prohibited by the game's rules, as this money is not earned fairly. Therefore, users have been getting banned, and this has only added fuel to the fire after the latest boycotts and protests. Rumors are that at least 30,000 people have gotten banned. Of course, that is not confirmed, but looking at the amount of ban appeals requests under their official posts, it is not unlikely. We spoke to our Bloxburg specialist, Bianca, about the glitch, and this is what she had to say. Have you noticed the latest Bloxburg glitch?
Yes, I have actually. Last week I saw some people doing it.
Are they still doing these glitches?
No, I don't think so.
Why do you think that is?
Since everybody who does it gets banned.
I see.
It's a permanent ban too.
If no one would get banned, would you think this would be okay to do?
I mean, who doesn't want money? But no, you work for your money, and that's it.
Would you do it if you wouldn't get banned?
Yes, well, maybe.
As you probably now heard, Bloxburg has gone free. It is safe to say that this decision was extremely controversial. There is probably not a single player in the Bloxburg community that does not have an opinion about this. But first, let's look at the little timeline we created of Bloxburg since it was first created. The development of Bloxburg began in late 2014. Cryptos once said in an interview to Roblox YouTuber named Ron that when Bloxburg was first created, it started as an empty baseplate that then started adding features to. Even though that sounds like the start of most games, it could mean that the idea of Bloxburg came along as the game was developing. We went out to see how the general players thought about this news. Here's what they said.
As you probably know, Bloxburg is free. What do you think about that?
That's good.
Do you support that decision?
Yeah.
It's cool. I have early access and now I'm rich.
Yup. I think that it's a good change.
A lot of the community is strongly against this update. Do you think they are right?
I think it's because they don't have to pay Robux anymore, because everything's free.
But you yourself is not against this game going free. Do you think that the free players will ruin the game?
No.
No, because my friends can now play with me.
That's good. How about the developers? Do you dislike them for this change?
No, I love them because they are making so good updates.
No, they are just trying to make it better.
But their latest updates have been interesting to say the least. Almost no one agrees with the parking fees and fainting feature. What is your take on it?
I honestly don't agree with it either. It's making the game too realistic and it is just overall annoying.
I love the latest one, but I'm sure that past updates are not that good.
Some players are demanding a refund. Do you think they should get it?
No.
These were some strong words, but is the community really this dramatic? We sent our official account of RBC News 24 to Bloxburg to see how the players reacted to this so-called free players. Let's see how that went.
In order to see fully how dramatic the community was, we decided to become a free player. We sent our alt account there to explore. Right now, he is doing the new tutorial. As no one was hating on us, we had to up our game. We went to work and tried to annoy a player without any luck. Back at home, we saw free players disrespecting the early access players, but more importantly, we saw this. As you can see, he was trespassing on our lot and couldn't stand being confronted. I decided to try to meet other players. This is how it went. In conclusion, the Bloxburg community has never spoken to a human being long enough to care about the free players. Clearly, no one taught them how to communicate.
Well, now we know. But even though we didn't find the most dramatic people on the platform, we have been getting videos about some players going around and trolling new players. Let's see if we can get some of those videos up.
You're not coming into my country. Not on my watch. One Mexican down.
Once Bloxburg was a game, everyone would talk about playing if they had purchased the game, and even if they didn't pay the 25 Robux to play it, they wished to play it someday. Now that it is free, the people who bought the game are disappointed and even more angry at the updates before Coffee Stain took over leadership of Bloxburg, leaving Coeptus to do little to none of the work on Bloxburg and its updates, and the people who are now able to access the game. dislike it too, and wish that it was free before all these new updates that the community and majority of Bloxburg dislike, like fainting and towing that we have previously covered on RBC. With all these new changes and updates to the game that the community dislikes, it was destined that the player count would eventually drop, even with all the new players coming in. Even Bloxburg content creators such as Ashley the Unicorn have been saying the recent updates have been trash, and not just content creators, but users have been outraged and even formed protest groups with other players of the game, or also went to Twitter to share their thoughts. But there have been leaks about a new update that is supposed to introduce more projectors and screens, possibly leading to a new cinema building on the Bloxburg map, or the ability for players to make their own cinema on their plots with the new stage truss, stage light, cameras, projectors, screens, and more. That might be able to revive the game and get it back on track with good updates.
Bloxburg has been updated once again, and this time the update is no less controversial than in the past. This update was a rather small one, as the only things added were camping related. Some of them were 2 new tents, as well as a toilet tent, whatever that is. The trees did also get a bit of a change, as well as a shed was added. The camping site was also updated. Is this the start of the long-awaited map revamp, or will this be like the gym revamp, where we have to wait a year for another small map change?
This week, a brand new update dropped for the game Welcome to Bloxburg. Lately, the game updates have not been well accepted by the community, but after a statement and fixes from Froggy Hops, the new game director of the game, the future of Bloxburg is looking brighter. But what did this update add? The main theme for this update was Halloween. Now we are not going to be discussing whether or not this is too soon for updates like those, because that is for a whole other news story. But amongst the things added are new materials, fences, doors, and then the usual Halloween things, as well as some new things. The biggest change to the Halloween update this year, compared to last year, is that there is now a thing called tickets. Tickets are earned by collecting them from other players' houses. After collecting tickets, you will have to wait a specific amount of time before collecting them again, and no, switching servers does not work. You can use the tickets to buy various Halloween things in the game. If you really want to get some item that costs tickets and you don't have them, you can of course buy them for Robux. Some players have also noticed that the television channels have also been updated with Halloween-themed studios. There are also new background sounds in-game for specific zones, like the burger place, mechanical workshop, the beach, and more. It does seem that the community is really happy with this new update. We tried talking to some players about their reaction to this new update, and this is how that went. What do you think about the new Bloxburg update?
I'm happy that we got some new feature to the Halloween updates.
What do you think about the tickets? Are they hard to get, or are they just okay?
I mean, it's definitely okay. If you got the time, it is easy to get.
But what about all the items that cost 5,000 tickets and more? Do you think you will be able to get them?
Sure. If I really wanted it, I would save up for it.
Are you saving up for something right now?
For the car, it is not able to be bought right now, though. But I'm saving up in advance.
But the Bloxburg development team was very controversial this summer. What did you think about their updates like the fainting feature?
I was disappointed in the summer updates, like the job update, but I am happy to see them fix it now.
So, do you think their updates are okay again?
Yes.
There is only one thing that we can hope for now, that the development team keeps making updates as good as these, and that they continue listening to the thoughts of the community. We have all seen what can happen if the players are ignored. But only time will tell how the game will continue.
After a rough last year, it seems that the Bloxburg team has certainly gotten their act back together. The Valentine's Day update, which was released only a few days ago, has already received very good reception. But what was this update about that was so well perceived, you might ask? First things first, winter is finally over and it's springtime in the town of Bloxburg. The grass is green and the trees have leaves once again. But of course, as this update is all about, love is in the air this time around. An item that has been well taken is a flower arch that can undoubtedly be used for weddings roleplays. It doesn't hurt that wedding rings were also added. The rest of the update included new Art Deco modern furniture. Even though they are simple, they are certainly beautiful. What was undoubtedly, though, the most liked new addition to the game was a drinking bottle that has striking resemblance to the popular Stanley Cups that are rocking the world as we speak. But there was more added in this update than to just the build mode. If you go downtown, you will find every building heavily decorated for Valentine's Day. Let's not forget to mention the heartfelt park leading up to City Hall. The internet seemed to really like this update, but what did the general players think of this all?
It's great.
I think it is really nice. My favorite part is the new stuff so I can make Valentine's display.
Bad.
How come?
Nothing too new and everything they did was making the trees and grass pink. There should have been new food.
Do you think that Roblox games should be celebrating the Day of Love, as romance is not allowed on the platform?
I think they should because there doesn't have to be anything inappropriate.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just a theme.
But Bloxburg has announced that they have bigger things planned this year than just a couple of new build mode assets. Of course, the most anticipated update is a complete overhaul to the map that is nearly a decade old now. This new map will of course include a school, as the Bloxburg team has already announced. But we took the opportunity to ask people what they want in future updates.
New game passes and a house shopping feature.
A school and more store stuff that we can buy.
Thanks for watching. Until then, from everybody at the RBC Television, bye.